And then there's what the police have up their sleeve. What kind of ammo do the cops have in trying to track down this guy? Let's not forget, he shot at people who were coming to help, and he's still out there somewhere. Former prosecutor Randy Zellin is here. And also defense attorney David Bruno, former homicide prosecutor, too,
yes.
here. So I would think that if you have that pretty pregnant lady who was being wheeled off on a stretcher and she's getting attendance in the hospital, they could turn some screws. I mean, they've got something to try to get her to talk.
Well, there are a number of things. With regard to this witness, you have the power of the subpoena, the power of putting her into a grand jury, giving her immunity. And if at that
charging
point,
her with something.
Well, what are you being a bystander is not a crime.
Obstruction of justice.
It's not necessarily obstruction if she does nothing.
So, Counselor, I am no lawyer, and you are both way smarter than I am, but I do know that in Florida, you are guilty of obstruction of justice if you neglect or refuse to aid the police. Isn't that?
No.
I mean, isn't that neglecting to aid the police?
I agree with Randy. Here, she has a constitutional right to remain silent.
The 5.
Okay?
Oh, no.
Fifth Amendment.
You go ahead and you be silent, but I'm going to charge you.
So I'll give you immunity.
It's
right?
in violation of the Constitution.
So you offer her immunity. She gets an immunity order. Now, at this point, she's got no Fifth Amendment issue. And at that point, if she refuses to speak, you can do lots of things with her, correct?
Absolutely. Grand jury subpoena drags her into the grand jury. And it's at that point, if she declares the Fifth, then a judge has to make a decision in camera as to whether or not she, in fact, has a constitutional right.
She with the fancy words, in camera meaning, you know, somewhere behind closed doors.
Yeah,
just the two of them.
So here's
exactly
why. And so anyone who's out there is wondering about the whole Good Samaritan law. There is a Good Samaritan law in Florida, but it doesn't preclude you from having to help. Because a lot of people say, I don't want to help if I don't want to help, and I'm not compelled to help.
Correct.
The Good Samaritan law in Florida just protects you if you help.
Right.
Something goes wrong, they're not going to be able to turn around and sue you.
California is a state where if you actually don't do something that you're supposed to, you're in trouble.
Well, I don't understand why you aren't in trouble. Why do they even have a law called obstruction of justice where you're guilty if you neglect or refuse to aid the police? And that's exactly what these two people are doing, it seems.
It'd be a different situation if she does talk and lies. If she leads them in a different direction, obstruction.
Okay,
if
you're talking full action as opposed to inaction.
Fifth Amendment.
All right. Well, I really hope that someone's able to get to the bottom of this. And by the way, can't imagine what those insurance premiums are going to be like. Oh, yeah. Insurance company, if you're listening, there were shots fired at that accident. Whomever was driving that car. Pew, pew.
Someone's interested.
Yeah.
Can you say EUO, examination under oath, if you want to get paid on your claim?
Oh, look at you. You're so smart. All right, I'm going to switch gears for a minute here.